Hello, my name is Jamie Packer, and this is my visual abstract presentation. The title is The Effects of Invasive Species on the Great Lakes Marine Habitats and What We Can Do About Them. So to start off with, what is an invasive species? NOAA defines an invasive species as an organism that causes ecological or economic harm in a new environment where it is not native. Specifically narrowing this down into the Great Lakes, we see species such as the spiny water flea, killer shrimp, bloody red mysid, alewives, black carp, ruff, round goby, zebra mussels, and sea lamprey, for a few examples, the three last of which I will continue to talk about in my presentation. And to the right, I have some photographs of other invasive species also found in the Great Lakes. To start off with the round goby, they are a small, bottom-dwelling fish and originally native to the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, which are in Europe. They were introduced into the Great Lakes through ballast water in the mid-1990s. They are considered to be extremely resilient. They reproduce very rapidly. They are an aggressive species, and all of this allows them to outcompete other native species. They are considered to increase the amount of mercury as well as botulism levels in predatory fish, and they are also a vector for viral hemorrhagic septicemia, which is a fatal fish disease. All of this included is estimated to contribute to about 17% of mussel species and 89% of benthic fish species to be impacted by their invasiveness. Next is the zebra mussels. They are a fingernail-sized mollusk with dark stripes on both shells. They are originally native to Eurasia. They were also introduced through ballast water, as well as remnants of them, individuals on the ship hulls in the 1980s. They attach themselves to native mussel species, and they are able to outcompete for nutrients. This contributes to a loss of nutrients and causes a condition called clear water issue, which basically means there's a very little amount of plankton, phytoplankton, algae, all of the very important small organisms. They attach themselves to water vessels and power plants, which creates a multi-million-dollar issue through research, training, retrofitting, monitoring, prevention, and the use of chemical treatments. Finally is the sea lamprey. They are a parasitic fish with an eel-shaped body. They have no true jaw, and they have a radial suction cup-like mouth filled with rows of teeth. They were introduced into the Great Lakes in the mid-1800s through early 1900s, and due to man-made locks/shipping canals, they are native to the Atlantic Ocean, and through these canals they were able to bypass the natural barriers. This species feeds on bodily fluids of host fish, resulting in a death of an estimated 40 to 60% of the time. They are considered to play a role in the lake sturgeon being considered an endangered species, and the lake sturgeon are one of the oldest fish species still alive today. They are considered to be living fossils. They also decrease the economic of Michigan and surrounding states for tourism due to tourists being fearful of being attacked by them. The eradication of these species is very important. Some examples of how we can do this is through the physical removal of the species. One way that we can do this is through contract fishing. Another way is using chemical treatments that attack specific species during specific times in their life cycle. This reduces the chance of harming other native species. Also, we can release sterile individuals into the wild to decrease the successfulness number of species of fertilized eggs. Prevention is very important as well. Very simply, we can place physical barriers in the Great Lakes entry points so the fish cannot enter. We can place eDNA surveillance at entryways, which notifies the government or other people in charge of when a non-native invasive fish was seen entering the Great Lakes, and also through the ballast water checks when ships enter through different canals. In conclusion, invasive species have multiple negative environmental impacts as well as economic impacts in the Great Lakes areas. There are many preventative and extirpative devices that can be implemented to decrease the effects of invasive species in the Great Lakes marine habitats. And here's my works cited. Thank you for following my project.